On the seventh day, the crone lifted her golden lamp and showed him the path ahead. If Oldtown took up arms against Aegon the Dragon, the High Septon saw only ruin. The city would burn, the High Tower, the Citadel, and the Starry Sept would all be cast down and destroyed. Manfred Hightower, Lord of Oldtown, was a cautious man and a godly one. One of his youngest sons served among the warrior's sons. Another had only recently taken vows as a Septon. When the High Septon told him of the vision granted by the crone, Lord Hightower made his choice. He would not oppose the conqueror by force of arms, and so no men of Oldtown burned upon the field of fire, though the Hightowers were sworn to the gardeners of High Garden. Lord Manfred rode forth to meet Aegon the Dragon as he approached the city. He offered his sword, his city, and his oath. Some say he even offered the hand of his youngest daughter. But Aegon declined politely, lest it offend his two queens. 3 days later, in the Starry Sept, the High Septon himself anointed Aegon with the 7 oils. He placed a crown upon his head and proclaimed him Aegon of House Targaryen, first of his name, King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the 7 Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. They called it the 7 Kingdoms, though Dorne had not yet submitted, nor would it for more than a century. Only a handful of lords had witnessed Aegon's first coronation at the mouth of the Blackwater, but hundreds stood witness to the second, and tens of thousands filled the streets of Oldtown, cheering as Aegon rode through the city upon the back of Valyria. Among those present were the maesters and archmaesters of the Citadel. Perhaps that is why this coronation, not the one Aegon fought, came to mark the true beginning of his reign. Thus were the 7 kingdoms of Westeros forged into one realm, by the will of Aegon the Conqueror and his sisters. Many believed Aegon would rule from Oldtown when the wars were done. Others believed he would return to Dragonstone, the ancient island fortress of his house, where the king surprised them all. He chose instead a new city, rising upon 3 hills at the mouth of the Blackwater Rush, where he and his sisters had first set foot upon the soil of Westeros. The city would be called King's Landing. From there, Aegon the Dragon would rule his realm, seated upon a throne forged from the melted, twisted, beaten, and broken blades of his fallen foes. A dangerous seat, the Iron Throne of Westeros. The long reign of King Aegon I, from the first year after the Conquest to the 37th, was largely peaceful in its later years. But before the Dragon's Peace came the Dragon's Wars, and the last of those wars would prove as cruel and bloody as any conflict Westeros had ever known. Though the Conquest was said to have ended with Aegon's coronation in Oldtown, not all of Westeros had yet submitted. In the Bight, the lords of the 3 sisters seized their chance. They declared themselves a free nation and crowned Lady Marla of House Sunderland their queen. The Arryn fleet had been shattered during the wars, so the king commanded his Warden of the North, Torrhen Stark of Winterfell, to end the rebellion. A northern army sailed from White Harbour aboard hired Braavosi galleys under Sir Warwick Manderley. But when Queen Visenya appeared in the skies above Sisterton, riding Vagar, the rebellion lost its heart. The system deposed Queen Marla and crowned her younger brother instead. Steffon Sunderland bent the knee, renewed his fealty, and surrendered his sons as hostages. His sister, the fallen queen, was exiled and imprisoned. 5 years later, her tongue was cut out and she spent the rest of her life among the Silent Sisters, tending to the dead. Far to the west, the Iron Islands fell into chaos. House Hoare had ruled the Ironborn for centuries, until Aegon's Dragonfire destroyed Harrenhal in a single night. Yet new claimants now fought for the crown. Horin Volmark of Harlaw declared himself the heir of the Black Lion and crowned himself king. But many Ironborn refused him. On Old Wick, beneath the bones of Naga, the sea dragon, the priests of the drowned god crowned a holy man named Lodos. Barefoot and ragged, he claimed to be the living son of the drowned god, a man said to work miracles. Soon more claimants rose across the islands. For more than a year, Ironborn fought Ironborn across sea and shore. The waters between the islands grew thick with corpses, and krakens came in their hundreds, drawn by the blood.